Welcome back to King Sugi's classroom. Um, Actually, as I said, we are dealing with a lot of ninth standard syllabus, in fact, and I have already uploaded the little girl, and now let's shift to grammar. And my own kids are demanding this topic, subject verb agreement. So I thought anyway I will have to teach them. So why not put it as a video so that they listen to the explanation, plus they also, you or those who are looking for this also will get an understanding. Of course, I will be uploading some PPT also of that so that you can read through it and understand it better. Okay, my PPT will be like the common errors that we make, while we, do this subject verb agreement. So my way of introducing the subject verb agreement is very different, as I always do things, in a very unique manner. Maybe it is because I am a very relational kind of person. I do not know. I like to relate everything to relations. So when I talk about subject, actually today I will be able to give only an introduction, I suppose, because by the time I put 4 rules, my board is full. Alright. So I will introduce the topic. I will give you an understanding of what is expected of you when I say a subject verb, agreement. So I will explain to you in a language that you understand. Alright. So almost all of you are in the teenagers. Most of you would be, most of my students, I think most of my audience are teenagers. So, pure, what do we call it? I won't call it pure focus, I would call it, okay, is the most important thing at this time of your life, okay, friendships, right? It means a lot to you and it is necessary, it's essential. So, if I were to connect the subject verb agreement to friendship, I think you will be able to understand the concept better, okay? So I would call it as, there are 2 types of friendships, basically. Alright? That's what I believe. There are friendships that are very, exclusive, and there are very friends who are inclusive. Inclusive friends are like, they remain the same. They don't mind anybody coming into their life. They include everybody. They are okay with more than one friend. And they don't basically change their style of relating. They remain the same, and they have something that attract people to them, okay, but they remain the same. So these inclusive friendship I would call as the non-finite verbs. They don't lose their identity. They remain what they are. They don't change themselves according to the need of the other person. Okay, so these non-finite verbs, they don't change their form. They remain the same, right? So I connect them to inclusive friendship, where the one friend doesn't change so much to accommodate others into their life. Okay, so whereas the other type of friend is the exclusive one. That I focus all my attention on my friend. I do everything that is pleasing to my friend. I want, a lot of time and energy I invest on my friendship. I change even my personality to include that friend into my life. That kind of a, you're very flexible. You change yourself, you mold yourself, you adjust yourself, you adapt yourself according to the need of your friend. These are 2 kinds of friendships. So I would call the finite verb as this kind of a friend. A friend who accommodates, adjusts, changes their personality, etc., etc. Alright? So when we talk about subject verb agreement, we do not include the non-finite verbs at all. All those things. Okay? What all comes under non-finite verbs? Gerunds, participles, infinitives, modal verbs, these don't come under this category at all. So when we are left with all that, what are we left with? The finite verbs. So under the finite verbs you have the transitive, intransitive, right? And the auxiliary verbs. So only these do all they change their form to accommodate themselves to the other. So whom do this? So the verb is the what dependent friend. Okay? And whom does it depend on? The subject. Are you getting me, Sansita? Whom does it depend on? The verb,
the subject.
Yes. The verb is the dependent friend who depends on the subject. Which means the verb's life, the whole world is centered around the subject. So it will keep changing itself according to the need of the subject. So the need of the subject is the focus of the verb. Okay. So now we have certain rules, and we have certain rules that this verb will follow. Those rules are set by whom? By the subject. So the subject says, when I am this, you have to be this. When I am this, you have to be this. When I take this one, you have to become. So it is who is dictating the action of the verb?
Subject.
Subject. So have you understood this concept very, very clearly? The subject-verb agreement is simply this, that the verb agrees with the subject. So if the verb has to agree with the subject, it means who is dictating the rules?
The subject.
Who is deciding the rules?
The subject.
The subject. So when you have to use the verb, you have to check the subject every time. When it comes to finite verbs, whenever you are going to use finite verbs, what are you going to do? You are going to check the subject. And then you will use your verb accordingly. Now this is a vast topic. I cannot finish it in one day. So I am just giving you 4 rules today. And as I said, I will be uploading a PPT of it. In the PPT, I will be telling what are the common errors we usually make when we combine them together. When we create a concord between them. Okay. So here the first one is, if the subject, basic rule is, if the subject is singular, the verb has to be singular. If the subject is singular, the verb has to be singular. So I have put an example here for that. The boy goes to school every day. The boy is singular, so the verb takes the singular form. Now I will take another session to explain why the verb takes the plural form. Okay. Many of my students know, because I've been saying this again and again, but I know that most of you don't pay attention. You don't retain anything in your mind. Okay. So it's all, you learn grammar only for tests. You think grammar is, for only those do as directed 10 marks question. Alright. But it is far beyond that. It is the base of the language. It's a foundation on which your language is built. So I would want you to take it seriously. If you are serious about language, if you want to score A1 in English, you have to pay attention to the basic grammatical, regulations. You don't do it only, you don't learn it for just exercise's sake. You apply it into your writing tasks. Alright. So here, I will be tomorrow again. I will be maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I may have to take 3 classes to make you understand this concept clearly. So today we just, it is like we get a general idea. So the first rule is singular. If the subject is singular, then the plural also has to be in the singular form. Singular form is do is plural form, does is singular form. So that does, yes, goes into this goes. That is the basic concept. Okay. And then verb agrees with the main subject. Now if you are talking about a collective noun, okay, if you are talking about a collective noun like a bouquet, so the bouquet of flowers it is, but the subject will agree with the bouquet. Bouquet is
subject.
Is the main subject and it is in singular, therefore it will be the bouquet is beautiful. Because flowers is there. We don't say the bouquet are beautiful. The bouquet is beautiful. But if you say the bouquet is of roses, then it will be the bouquets are, which means there are more than one bouquet. Right? Then it is beautiful. Understood? And the third one is when a subject is joined by and. Okay, then it takes a plural form. My brother and my best friend are coming. If this subject, these two are they are two different people. If they are two different people, then it takes the plural form. Okay, if my brother and my best friend are two different people, then you use the plural form. But if it stands for one person, like my brother, he can also be my best friend, right? Isn't it? So if my brother is my best friend, then these two stand for one single person. If that is the case, then it will take the singular form. You understand the difference? When these two stand for one person, one subject, then this will be singular. But if these two stand for two people, two different people, then it will take a plural form. And the fourth one is when two subjects are joined by these, correlative conjunctions, or what we call it as the coordinating conjunctions, right? Not the coordinating conjunctions are fanboys, right? So the subordinated conjunctions, then be like this or, nor, either, or, neither, or either, or, neither, nor. When these are used, okay, these will come under distributive pronouns also, distributive adjectives also. So when these come, okay, then what do we use it? Now I have given an name, either the dog or the cats. Now here the verb will take the form of the one closest to it. If the closest one is in the plural form, the verb also will take the plural form. Okay, if I say either the cats or the dog is hungry, dog is singular, so there it will become is. Do you understand this much? I suppose it is clear. If it is not clear, please send your messages to my comment box. I will definitely answer them, and we will be continuing this topic tomorrow. Okay, now I suppose you have a basic idea of the concept behind, or the brain behind what we say the subject verb agreement, right? Now you also have four of them, how they go together, and this also I have already explained. Maybe I will explain it in detail. Keep watching, and if you find it beneficial, please share it with your friends, and of course don't forget